When do you find time to do all of those one-day tasks in your business or even in your life? Well, I have found that either downtime or off-season is a great chance for you to tackle and dig at those goals, but as long as they are fun. In this video, I'm going to tell you 6 of the fun to-dos that I have been doing during my maternity leave so you can productively plan for your off-season too. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Ashlyn. This is number 57 here on the Ashlyn Writes channel, and I help creative entrepreneurs just like you sell more with your words so you can work from a place of a little more rest and a little less of that hustle that always seems to surround us. Right now, as I record this video, I am on maternity leave. I have a sweet new baby sleeping over there. We talk a lot over here about rest and taking time in your business to come up for air and also come up for creativity. So I want you to take that sabbatical and I want you to enjoy your off time. So how can you steward that time well? Here are 6 things that I've been doing. But before I jump in, I have a freebie for you that correlates with the tip I'm bringing you in number 6. So look down below, grab that freebie guide. It is a welcome magazine copy swipe for you to use in your own business. I'll catch you up to speed in tip number 6. Number 1, build out a reading list. So it's no secret around here that I love to read, but have you ever felt completely bombarded with book recommendations? Or are you like me and you have a really big stack of to-be-read books piled up somewhere in your house, but you also continue buying more books? One thing I knew I wanted to do over maternity leave is build out my 2019 reading list. Now, let me know below in the comments if you want to hear a little bit more in detail about how I actually do that. But in essence, all you need to do is look at how many books you think you can read in a year. So it doesn't matter what that number is, but I want you to then cut it in half. And we're just going to plan for half of that. I feel that that is the way that I've been able to pick up books along the way that seem interesting, or books if I take another direction that will help me towards that. Then with that new number that you have, pick books, maybe look at your list if you have one, I'll talk about that in a sec, that adhere to the goals that you've set for your year. Another tip here, order them in advance if you can. I found that it helps me so much. If I already have the books sitting there, I'm way more likely to read them that way. Now back to the list thing. This is going to help a lot if you have a topically organized list of book recommendations that come in. One thing that has helped me there is to only put them on the list if they come from a trusted source. I feel like you get book recommendations all the time, but I've learned to really listen and be a little bit more discerning in trusting people as a source of good content. And if I like where they're at and the wisdom that they've been providing me, I'm more likely to put their book recommendation on my list than just something that's recommended in the latest glossy magazine. This helps me pick what to read in a year. Otherwise, I would read 5 books on one topic, or I would completely forget the idea that I had to read a parenting book for the first time. You get the idea. Tip number 2, KonMari your office, digital files, and social media accounts. You've heard about Marie Kondo, yeah? Well, many of us have read The Magic Art of Tidying Up, such a good book, but trimming your office's physical and digital space just down to the things that bring you joy is extremely cathartic. Now, if you haven't read her book, it's a super easy, fast read, but also she has a show on Netflix. But here's the kicker. She talks about looking at each item individually and considering, does it spark joy in your life or not? And if it doesn't, thanking it and moving along. So what I want you to do is also apply these to your social media accounts. This has been so very helpful for me to look at everybody that I follow on Instagram, for example, and then consider, does each one spark joy, or do they make me feel these weird feelings of insecurity and selfishness and jealousy and bitterness? It is okay to mute people for a season or to unfollow them. You can always come back if you need to. This has helped me maintain a really good attitude about social media, and you may want to set a recurring task to do this. For example, Emily Lay offers a simplicity challenge every single January, and that's my mental note to do it again. Also, in her simplified planner, she has that complete list of the 31 things that she recommends that you do to simplify your life. This is kind of one of the things on her list where she talks about detoxing your social media accounts. But I found it's really helpful to couple this with cleaning out my physical space, my office, and also going through all of the different files that I've downloaded and making sure that they're sorted, or if I just want to delete them all together. Tip number 3, organize your photos. This is one of my favorites. It's been a big personal and family goal of mine to make sure that we're actually enjoying all of our memories. So I've spent time on maternity leave working on my brand new baby book for my baby, John Talmadge, but I've also tried to finish up our family album from last year. Now, the hands down best resource that I have for this is from my sweet friend, Nancy Ray. I'm I'm not an affiliate or anything, but she has this link on YouTube of a workshop where she teaches you how to organize your family photos. I'll recommend you watch it. I'll pop it down below. And she also has an ebook in her shop that's worth every penny. She walks you a little bit more through the process and tells you how to digitally organize your family photos and also how to physically organize them. It is amazing. Tip number 4, create an educational plan. Now, just like the reading plan that we talked about, I've spent some time over maternity leave formulating a sort of educational plan. We've all bought courses that we didn't finish all of the way, but there's also some great ones out there that may help you inch towards your goals. So I've made a list of courses that I have on file that I should probably just watch. It's also given me a space while I'm off and a little bit away from my business to watch them with a bit of a dreamer's mindset. I'm not watching it thinking about all of the million to-dos that I have to do, but I'm actually getting to listen and think about how I want to apply these or how I could apply these one day. Now, have a couple of personal ones on your list as well. For example, I'm one of those theology nerds that have always thought seminary sounds fun. Obviously, it is not in the cards though, but I found on Gospel Coalition's website, they have an entire bank of free classes on theology. So I thought maybe I could take a couple of those. I'm also listening to some art history and composer lectures, just really short snippets of them. But don't forget hands-on classes that could encourage your creativity too. Maybe there's a painting or an abstract art class that you could take in your city. I was also at my local coffee shop yesterday and saw that they're offering a tea 101 class, which I thought sounded kind of fun. Number 5, freshen up old copy. Okay, back to business on this one, and you know I like to talk about copywriting. So off-season time can be a fantastic chance for you to tackle messaging or just revamp your old email sequence copy or funnels or even entire pages of your website. Now, I recommend don't pick something that's going to earthquake your entire business, like all of your messaging. You may want to, but that may be a little bit much because remember, these are supposed to be fun things that you can do. But maybe your welcome sequence could be freshened up because you have a lot of new resources and blogs and videos that you could add in to welcome your new subscribers. Or maybe you want to use this downtime to pepper in some of those new testimonials that you've been given along the way, or update your services and your sales page to be more reflective of the pain points that you've figured out that your dream clientele and customers have. All right, tip number 6, clean up your client process. This is a big one that my team and I are actually looking at during this off season, and I think it's an important one. Client or customer inquiry and onboarding processes work really great until they don't. For example, you may be experiencing more inquiry volume in your business, and so you need to maybe for the first time figure out what a wait list of sorts would look like. Or you've had a wait list for a while and there's a lot of people hanging out on that, so you need to figure out in your business how you can address that, or if you need to start financially planning to bring somebody on. Another thing that may need a little bit of CPR is your CRM. Those of you who have been around for a while know I'm a big user of HoneyBook and I love it so much, but that's the client relationship management tool that we use in my business. I found from time to time I could use a little bit of my bandwidth to look and clean up our old inquiries, or I could go over and look at the email templates that we have installed and make sure that they are on brand voice, but that they also include all of the latest up-to-date information. Another thing you could do here is freshen up your client inquiry or welcome magazine with brand new imagery that you have sitting around. Now here's where you're going to want to look down below and grab the freebie I have for you today. It's the Client Welcome Magazine copy snippet. You are welcome to use it in your own client welcome magazines. And some of you have heard me say this before, but I think it is so very important to open up an incognito window in your browser and walk through your client experience like you are a complete stranger to your business. This can be so eye-opening and show you little gaps you may have missed along the way. And meet me down in the comments below because I want to hear from you. Tell me, go ahead and put it down. What is one thing on your project list that you could tackle during your next slow season, sabbatical, extended leave, or maybe you could just carve out time on a Friday and get it done. If you want to keep getting these tips and trainings on business advice that is geared towards helping you work from a place of more rest than hustle, hit that subscribe button and I'll meet you back next week with an all new video.